One.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to lay out your 6x6 piece that you cut in the bandsaw, and then you can lay out your 4 corners so that everything is laid out when you're ready to drill and tap the holes. So what we're going to do, I've already marked out this one and center punched it over here, but we're going to use the layout die. The other thing I did first is I took the grinder with the flapper wheel and cleaned off all of the old rust and oxide that was on there. And I put a piece of layout die on there. So the first thing you want to check is make sure that your plate is square. Simple check, just like we did with the 2x4s. We're going to put the square up there. Make sure it's square that way. Make sure it's square all 4 corners. That was a factory edge. It should be straight. Square all the way around. Okay? The other thing is when you cut it, you may have to take a grinder to these edges that you cut because there's a little bit of material left there to clean it off and make sure that it is true. Now, there's many different ways to do it. I think the most accurate way, the tape measure is flexible. The square leaves a little bit to be desired. I use the steel rule, and you have one of these in your toolbox. And what I do is I burn to a mark on here. On this one, I'm going to set it at 4 inches. And then I'm going to use the soapstone just to give me an idea where that mark's going to be. Somewhere in this ballpark range for my 1 inch that way. And then I'm going to do the same here. Oops. I'm going to hold it down tight. And that gives me an idea where to put my marks when I go to do my scriber. So my intersection is going to be somewhere there, so when I make my marks. So again, I'll come over here and I'll put my 4 inch mark there, go to my 3 inch mark and make a line. Then I'll come over here, go to my 4 inch mark, go to my 3 inch mark and make a line. At that point, I can use the square up against the end. Get my center punch. Again, you have one of these in your toolbox. I put my glasses back on now because I have a hard time reading. Match up my point with the 2 intersecting lines. And one good hard smack. Don't tap it and tap it and tap it. It's one good hard smack that makes a good indentation in your mark there. At the intersections of your mark. Now that's what you're going to take over to your drill press. So, what size do we drill on our drill press? Well, on the paper it says we are going to drill and tap so that 3/8 by 16 bolts fit in there. Tap size up here, decimal equivalent, and drill size. So like I say the other day to a couple people, we almost read this dyslexically. Instead of left to right like we normally do, we read right to left. So this is the size we're going to end up with bolts in there. So we cross back over this way and find the line. We don't really care so much about the decimal, but we would put a 5/16 drill bit or drill the hole to 5/16. When I drilled with the video and showed you the drill press, I drilled the 5/16 hole. Now I'm going to show you how to start the tap in there. On your guys's, you will do that same measurement on all 4 corners, make your marks, drill them out. I've just drilled 1 hole for the ease of showing you and the amount of time in a video is if you drill 1, you can drill all 4. The tap handle fits on there like diamond shape. And I've started the tap in there, so it's started. You just loosen up this handle and tighten it to do that. Other things, I have the hole. The T handle gives us the best way to see that it's level. If it's off level, then we're not going to cut straight tap hole, or not straight threads through there and cut a hole. The last couple things, I have the plate over the edge, I have the plate clamped down. Underneath it here, I have a bucket because I'm going to use this rapid tap cutting fluid because I'm cutting threads in there. Always use some sort of cutting oil while you're cutting threads. It's metal tool cutting metal. We need to lubricate it. So I got it started in there. I'm going to put a little oil around it. And I'm going to start turning it and start my tap process going down through. The good thing about a through hole, some of the stuff will fall through there. But always turn it a little ways, turn it back a half a turn. Turn it forward, turn it back. Breaks those chips out of there. So, and we are going to continue doing that until we get all the way down through there. You do not want to break a tap off. That is the worst possible outcome that you can have in this process. If you break that off, we're going to have to use a tap extractor, like we talked about in Millwright hand tools. And those are not fun to use. Anytime you break a bolt or you break a tap, in this case, it's a lot of time and a lot of work fixing it. I can see it because I'm looking here at it, but I can also hear the pieces falling down through. Now it's starting to come through the bottom. I can feel it with my hand coming through down there. So now that I've gone through there, now I'm just cutting the rest of the threads. And the easiest way to do that is turn this all the way down through there. We're using a taper tap, and so the whole threads don't get cut until we get up to the top of the tap. Back in Millwright hand tools, it said to use the plug tap, then the taper tap, then the plug tap, and then the bottom tap when tapping a hole. We're just going to use the taper tap right now, and if the bolt doesn't go through there, then we'll go get a bottom tap and run through there. We'll leave the plug tap out. As you see, just turn it all out this way. And your guys' scenario, you would go to the next hole and start tapping, clean your tap out. You can see the tap hole there. Maybe get a rag, wipe it off, clean your tap out. All of those good things. So, but again, on your plate, you would have that hole drilled, that hole drilled, that hole drilled, that hole drilled, and we'll tap there, tap there, tap there, and tap there. Here's the hole that we drilled with the mag drill. Once you get all of these done, I will grade the bandsaw, the precision, the drill press, the mag drill, and the precision drilling all at one time on your performance. If you have any questions, email me, text me. Thanks.